do long box diving, where we pull comics out of the long box. Hopefully this episode's going to be pretty short. And we're talking about Critical Role Volume 1, Issues 3 and 4. And overall, I really like these comics. They explore the characters pretty well and how they interact. We finally get to see them come together as a team for the first time. And they're not really a team. They're different people from different places who have different goals, right? And they don't exactly mesh to begin with. And so that was interesting. I quite like the plot that's continuing through here. And we have great fight scenes. Honestly, the fight scenes were really pretty good. And you should grab the book if you like comics, if you like fantasy. The fight scenes are really cool, and it's that magic that I like personally. So yeah, check it out. We're looking at, hey, look, who are the next two people, right? Well, the next two people would be Tiberius Stonewind and Keyleth, I forget her last name, of the Ashari. And they are apparently working with the Clasp, which is crazy. Like, I did not expect that. But I guess they have a reason for that. I have no clue. But they're working with the Clasp and some people who aren't very cool or good. So that was interesting. There's this one panel where they show it like on graph paper, and I love that. That's such a cool style of choice. It even shows like the secret door sign. If you ever use like graph paper for your dungeons, you would have an S over a line, and that's your secret door. And I really love that because it makes it feel more like D&D. It doesn't make sense in the world, but no, I enjoy that. But yeah, Vax and Vex get in a fight, and there's a great line where, again, it's illustrating the characters. It's like, so, Vax, you're saying we should disguise ourselves as ourselves, but look even more poorer. Just kind of illustrating their characters some more. But that was a great fight scene. We see Scanlan and Grog in another fight scene, and what they're going after this book because they have a lead. Well, Vax and Vex find them, and we see our first group interaction. And these four people don't know each other; they've never met. So when Vax and Vex show up out of nowhere, of course Grog and Scanlan are gonna be like, "Hey, yeah, we're not giving up the book," and they get into a fight. And there's a joke I love because it is something that I can see being said on the show, and the way they wrote it is Scanlan makes a reference to AC/DC's Thunderstruck, which is great. It's so cool. That's exactly what Sam would do on the show. As you've been thunderstruck. I love it, and I can just hear the riff in my head now. But then the four of them get surprised by assassins, and we're in another fight. I'm telling you guys, these two books have so many fights. They're really good. And so now they're having to fight off assassins. And this comic to me is Scanlan and Tiberius and Keyleth. But this is really Scanlan's comic. This issue is Scanlan's comic. It follows him and his ideas of the world. And how he's helping people to save and win the battle. Well, Tiberius and Keyleth finally find out where the potions are being made, and they walk in, and well, the other four know these two. Like Grog and Scanlan have met Tiberius. Vax and Vex have met Keyleth. And so that's pretty cool. And then the lady shows up again. She shows up again and is like, "Oh, Grog, you're pretty nasty. Here, let me throw you in a ball." And it's like, whoa! She just knocked out the good fighter. And then she knocks out Keyleth. And Keyleth is like a snow leopard too. It's super cool. And this lady knocks out Keyleth. And then Tiberius, the sorcerer, traps her. Well, she beats up Tiberius. And it's like, whoa, she just knocked out 3 people of the party. That's like half the party. This person is really strong. And then she zaps Scanlan, and Scanlan goes down. And again, this is Scanlan's comic. So Scanlan has a wand of light, and he lights up the room, which had been made magically dark, and she is killing Vax. Like, the rest of them are unconscious or about to die. She is killing Vax right here and now. and just seeing Vex's face is like, whoa. Of course, Grog's face is really funny too. He's like, who? But yeah, so now we're left with two people. Okay, two people to fight the lady who's knocked out the rest of the party. And then the alchemist runs in, and we're like, oh, thank God. And she has to spirit away the alchemist so the production can keep going. And they leave the battle, and then Scanlan can bring them all up. And it's like, great. Ah, that's such a cool fight. Because we as the reader now know this lady is bad news. So when they eventually beat her, when they do, it's going to be great. And of course, apparently, I guess she's talking to, I guess, a devil. I'm assuming, based on lore. But I don't know. That's what I'm assuming. Another cool thing, apparently she can jump through mirrors, which I guess that's her power. They're not magic mirrors, but she can jump through mirrors. But she takes Vax. She kidnaps Vax and locks him up, and it's like, okay, now we have our arc. This is why Vex, the person who is least committed to solving the problem, is going to continue the story. Okay, we have how she continues the story. She goes to both groups and with their teammates and pleads for help, and nobody says anything. Nobody offers free help. And of course, Vex doesn't really want help to begin with because she can handle it herself. So she has that bitter pride almost where it's like, I can handle this myself. I don't need help, but she really does need help. And Keyleth, and she knows she needs help, she just won't admit it to herself. Keyleth is the only person who agrees. And she agrees to go and help Vex, find Vex. And they make a reference to Trinket. That's cool. I want to see my bear friend in here, man. Give me the bear. So I can see it beat up people. That's it. I'll see you next time in the Long Box. Peace.